Imagine for a moment that your life is a journey through a dark forest. You cannot see the path ahead. Every step feels uncertain. Every sound makes your heart race. The trees are thick, the shadows are deep, and the night feels endless. You stumble, you fall, you question why you are here, and yet, somewhere in that darkness, there is a light, a small flicker, barely visible, guiding you forward. That light is not just hope. That light is the hand of Allah, showing you the way, even when you cannot understand the struggle. How often do we look at our trials, our pain, our loss, our heartache, and think that life is punishing us, that maybe Allah has forgotten us? Let me tell you something very important. Every test, every difficulty, every moment that breaks your heart is not a sign of abandonment. It is a sign that Allah is preparing you, teaching you, guiding you. He is not punishing you, He is illuminating the path you are meant to walk. The moment you feel lost, remember, Allah uses the storms in your life not to drown you, but to direct you to a harbor you never knew existed. The moment you feel weak, remember, He uses your weakness to reveal your strength. And the moment you are in despair, remember, He uses your despair to illuminate the right path. One that is filled with mercy, wisdom, and blessing beyond your imagination. You may not see it today, you may not understand it tomorrow, but the lessons are real, the guidance is real, and the light is coming. All you have to do is hold on, trust, and walk forward, even if the path is dark. When life hits us with difficulties, our first reaction is often confusion or even anger. We ask, why me, why now? And yet, these very moments, as heavy and painful as they feel, are not meaningless. They are deliberate opportunities for growth, designed by Allah to shape us into stronger, wiser, and more patient individuals. Every trial is a test not to break you, but to prepare you for something far greater than you can imagine. Patience, in this sense, is not simply waiting for the storm to pass. It is trusting Allah's plan while the storm rages. It is holding your heart firm when everything around you seems unstable. Think about a seed buried deep in the soil. It must endure darkness, pressure, and struggle before it can break through the earth and reach the sunlight. Without these trials, the seed would never grow into the tree it is destined to become. Similarly, our challenges are like that soil. They are the pressure and darkness that allow us to develop resilience, strength, and faith. The more we endure with patience, the stronger our roots of trust in Allah become. Each test is a lesson in surrender, reminding us that we do not control everything, but Allah does, and His wisdom is perfect. It is also important to understand that patience is not passive. It is an active state of submission and reliance on Allah. When you are patient, you do not simply wait helplessly. You continue to take action while trusting that your efforts, combined with Allah's guidance, will bear fruit. It is in those moments of waiting, of struggle, and of endurance that our character is being forged. Those nights when sleep feels impossible, when your heart aches, and when you feel alone, these are the times Allah is working silently in your life, shaping you into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone ready to step into the next phase of your journey. Patience also transforms the way we see our trials. What once felt unbearable can, over time, become a source of pride and gratitude. When you look back on the moments that once broke you, you realize that those very challenges taught you lessons no comfort could ever teach. You realize that the hardship was not punishment but preparation. It was a divine shaping of your heart, molding your faith and deepening your trust. Remember, trials are like a mirror for your soul. They reflect not only your endurance but also your reliance on Allah. Every time you choose patience over despair, trust over fear, and prayer over frustration, you are walking the path of illumination. The darkness of the trial itself becomes a light of guidance because through patience, you learn to see beyond the immediate pain and glimpse the wisdom hidden in Allah's plan. So, embrace patience with your heart and actions. Let it transform your pain into growth, your weakness into strength, and your confusion into trust. The moment you start seeing trials not as obstacles, but as stepping stones toward your purpose, you will begin to understand why Allah allows them. And in that understanding, a light will shine on the path you were meant to walk, illuminating every step forward with clarity and hope. Life has a way of revealing the truth when we least expect it. The trials we face are not merely obstacles, they are mirrors that reflect the reality of our hearts. When everything is comfortable, it is easy to pretend to live a life half awake, ignoring the weaknesses, fears, and misplaced priorities within us. But when hardship strikes, the mask falls away, the truth is exposed. It is in the pressure of difficulty that our hearts are tested, and in that testing, the light of guidance begins to shine. Think about it. How do we know our heart is pure until it is strained by adversity? How do we know we are sincere in our faith until we are pushed to our limits? Hardships have a way of exposing what we truly rely on. Do we rely on wealth, status, or comfort to feel safe, or do we turn to Allah, the one who never abandons us? Do we seek validation from others, or do we seek His guidance and approval? The answers become clearer in moments of struggle. There is a profound wisdom in this. Trials force us to confront ourselves. They force us to examine our intentions, our values, and our priorities. They strip away distractions and illusions, showing us what truly matters. Perhaps you have been chasing things that bring temporary pleasure, focusing on the wrong relationships, or striving for success that leaves your soul empty. These challenges are Allah's way of gently, or sometimes firmly, directing your focus. They reveal the paths that do not lead to fulfillment so that you can find the one that does. Imagine a traveler lost in the desert. Only when he faces thirst, exhaustion, and scorching heat does he realize the value of water, shelter, and guidance. Similarly, when trials come, they reveal the treasures we often take for granted: faith, family, perseverance, and trust in Allah. Through hardship, we learn humility, recognizing that we are not in control of everything, and that life's outcomes rest in the hands of the Almighty. This humility opens the heart, softening it, making it more receptive to divine guidance. Hardship also uncovers resilience. It shows us how strong we are when we thought we could not endure another day. And in that resilience, we begin to understand that every trial has a purpose. We start to see the lessons hidden in pain, the wisdom hidden in loss, and the direction hidden in confusion. Our hearts, once clouded by comfort and distraction, begin to illuminate with clarity. We see the paths we should follow and the decisions we should make, guided not by impulse or desire, but by a deeper understanding that Allah is directing our steps. So, the next time hardship enters your life, do not run from it in fear or despair. Look into it as if you were looking into a mirror and ask yourself, what is my heart trying to learn? What is Allah showing me through this moment? The challenges you face are not random. They are divine revelations, reflections meant to illuminate your path and awaken your soul. Through every trial, your heart becomes more aware, more sincere, and more aligned with the path Allah intends for you. Sometimes we pray for a specific path, a particular outcome, or a certain life that we think is perfect. We imagine it clearly in our minds, and when things don't go the way we planned, we feel disappointment, frustration, or even anger. But what we often fail to realize is that Allah sees what we cannot see. He knows the bigger picture, the unseen consequences, the hidden blessings, and the lessons that lie beyond our understanding. What we perceive as obstacles or failures may actually be His way of redirecting us toward our true purpose. Think about it like this. A child may beg to play with fire because it looks exciting and tempting. A loving parent says no, and not out of cruelty, but because they see the danger the child cannot see. Similarly, Allah closes doors, redirects paths, and sometimes allows hardship, not to punish us, but to protect us from what would harm us and to guide us to what will benefit us most. Trials, then, are not merely difficulties. They are divine signals, guiding us away from paths that would lead to regret and toward paths that lead to growth, success, and peace. Hardships redirect us because they teach us lessons that comfort cannot. In comfort, we rarely pause to reflect, rarely question our priorities, and rarely recognize the mistakes we are making. But when life shakes us, when our plans crumble, or when our hearts ache, we are forced to pause, reflect, and consider what truly matters. These moments can illuminate the path we are meant to follow, a path that aligns with our soul's purpose rather than our fleeting desires. The detours, setbacks, and closed doors are not obstacles. They are signposts pointing us toward a better life, a life designed with wisdom, mercy, and divine planning. Moreover, trials prepare us for blessings that we are not yet ready to receive. Sometimes we ask for something, but our hearts are not ready, our character is not equipped, or our patience is not sufficient to handle the responsibility. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, withholds what we want temporarily and instead guides us toward experiences that build our character, strengthen our faith, and prepare us to receive even greater blessings. The struggles we endure, the nights we spend in prayer and reflection, and the moments of doubt and perseverance are all shaping us into people capable of embracing a life far more meaningful than we could have imagined. The truth is, no hardship is wasted. Every difficulty, every closed door, every unfulfilled desire is part of a divine redirection, a gentle nudge, or sometimes a strong push toward the path we were truly meant to walk. It may be painful in the moment, but over time we begin to understand why it was necessary. And when we finally arrive on that path, we see the wisdom of the detours, the guidance hidden in the trials, and the beauty of Allah's plan revealed in ways that surpass our imagination. So, when life does not go the way you envisioned, do not despair. Trust that the struggles are not setbacks but redirections. Trust that Allah is guiding you, preparing you, and shaping you for a path far brighter than the one you thought you wanted. Walk forward with patience, faith, and open eyes, and watch as the trials illuminate the path you were always meant to walk. No night lasts forever, and no storm continues without end. This is one of the most important truths to hold on to when life feels heavy and unbearable. The darkness that surrounds us during trials is not permanent. It is temporary, purposeful, and often necessary to reveal the light that lies ahead. For those who persevere, who hold on to faith, and who continue to trust Allah despite the weight of hardship, the light will come. And when it does, it is brighter, clearer, and more meaningful than anything they could have imagined. Think about a painter working in the dimmest of light. They strain, they struggle, their hands may tremble, and their eyes may blur. But once the light shines, the masterpiece they have been creating is revealed in its full glory. Similarly, trials are like the dim light that tests our strength, patience, and faith. The perseverance we show during hardship is what allows the beauty of our journey to be fully realized. The pain, struggle, and tears are not wasted. They are the very brushstrokes of our own spiritual masterpiece, prepared by Allah's wisdom. Perseverance is not easy. It demands courage, endurance, and the ability to keep moving forward even when the path seems unclear. It requires us to turn to Allah in prayer, to seek His guidance, and to trust in His plan even when our hearts feel heavy. And yet, it is through this perseverance that Allah illuminates the path, showing us that the trials we endured were never meaningless. They were the forge that strengthened our character, the fire that purified our intentions, and the darkness that highlighted the importance of the light we were seeking. Consider the life of someone who has endured great loss, betrayal, or failure. At the time, it may have felt as if the world was collapsing. The pain may have seemed insurmountable, and yet, years later, they may look back and realize that those very trials led them to a life filled with purpose, wisdom, and clarity. The hardships directed them toward the right choices, the right relationships, and the right path, a path that would not have been possible without the struggles they faced. What once felt like darkness becomes a beacon of understanding, a source of light that illuminates not only their own path but inspires others as well. Allah uses trials not just to test us but to guide us toward illumination. The challenges, setbacks, and heartaches are all temporary phases that, when met with perseverance, reveal the clarity and wisdom hidden within the journey. The most beautiful destinations are rarely reached without walking through difficult roads, and the most profound guidance often comes after moments of confusion, pain, and despair. So, hold on, keep trusting. Keep praying, keep moving forward, even if the path seems uncertain. Know that Allah is using every trial to illuminate the right path, and every step you take in perseverance brings you closer to the light. The darkness is temporary, the struggle is meaningful, and the guidance is waiting. And when the light finally shines, you will see with absolute clarity that every trial was part of a divine plan, one that leads to peace, fulfillment, and a life illuminated by His wisdom. In the journey of life, trials are not punishments. They are guidance, lessons, and divine light showing us the path we are meant to walk. Every challenge you face, every setback, and every moment of pain is carefully placed by Allah to teach you patience, reveal the truth of your heart, redirect you toward your purpose, and ultimately lead you toward the light. When you trust Him, persevere through darkness, and embrace the lessons hidden in hardship, you begin to see the wisdom behind every trial, and your path becomes clearer, brighter, and filled with hope. Remember, the storms you endure today are shaping the clarity, strength, and guidance you will experience tomorrow. Your struggles are not meaningless. They are stepping stones toward the life Allah has prepared for you, a life more beautiful, purposeful, and fulfilling than you could ever imagine. Hold on to faith, remain steadfast in patience, and let your heart trust in His plan. If this message touched your heart, inspired your soul, or reminded you of the power of trust and perseverance, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And don't forget to subscribe for more reminders that uplift, guide, and illuminate the path of your journey. Let this light reach as many hearts as possible, because sometimes a single message can change someone's life forever.